Hey guys, um, just my energy drink back, but just talking about what's been going on. I've made a lot of videos on this, but I've pretty much made it private, and I don't know when or if I'll even put it public, to be honest. But this video is going to be a public video, day, current time. Um, and what's been going on? I am switching jobs, um, moving to a new job. Um, there's been a lot of factors going into this and making this decision, and came to a conclusion the best thing to do is to leave and take this opportunity that I've had for a while. And I don't know if I would have the exact opportunity with the time and the position that I would want with the incentives, kind of a thing. I do have a plan kind of put in place with my new job, with the store manager. Um, I am taking somewhat of a pay cut at first, but it will be going up in 3 months. She was showing me pretty much everything, and it's from their books, and kind of giving me the opportunity because I've worked here before, um, and I'm going to be uh, excited for this. It's kind of going back to a job that I did before, but I wasn't super happy. But I loved doing the job. It was some of the people that upset me, just the way that things were handled. Um, and that's one of the things I've learned about myself is I really need structure. And if I got one person telling me one thing, one person telling me one thing, one person telling me one thing, um, how do I choose? How do I pick? Now I've done that before. It's just it takes a lot out of me. It's a lot harder for me to deal with that with my ADHD. Um, I can really focus and hone in on one thing, but it's also like choosing what is the right thing to do. And I've also been doing that with my most recent job, but I'm leaving. Yet there's kind of like this point of you can't make everybody happy, and that's the reality of the world. Some people are gonna like you, some people aren't, and it's not even more so with that. It's there's some certain ways of doing things that majority do, majority of people do, and then going against the grain. Um, and I also found myself really just kind of giving up and kind of just going through the motions, not really wanting to go to work, that kind of a thing. And usually that's a good sign that you're not happy at your job. Now, if it's like a career job that pays you a lot of money and this and that, it might be a different situation. This wasn't how it was for me. So I'm also looking at trying to progress myself and also surround myself with like-minded people. Perfect example, I talked to a coworker just a few days ago about retirement, and his response was, "That's dumb. Why would I want to? Why would I want to put money away for something later? Why not spend it now? You may not be around." And For a long time, I did think that. I really did. Which is why I wasn't really focused on retiring or stocks or anything like that. And um, I found myself recently just forgetting about that. I've been using my money from brokerage account kind of willy nilly, kind of a thing. Really not necessarily trying to better myself. Eating wise, I've been eating out quite a bit. Um, when I'm at work, I'm paying for food that I can afford, but it's it's a lot of money. Um, and I was looking at this job like, how much is it really that I'm making, and how much of a difference is this opportunity, which I will be making more in the long run in a 3 month period, versus this job that I would be leaving. And I looked at, I'm paying for food that is double or triple the price easily of what I could be paying for over there. Um, I'll also be closer to home. So there's been days where I've had to Uber, and Uber is can be like 16 to 20 bucks typically, and usually it's around 20 bucks. And sometimes there's delays. It's hard to get an Uber or even a Lyft. I've done Lyft too, and it's just been more difficult. And it's been becoming more and more of a headache, especially with the lack of understanding that I don't have a car. I'm choosing not to. Um, but I find that's something that I've really have a good reason um, for me mentally. Um, it's just been a lot easier for me mentally, and yeah, it's just a much different way of life, I guess. So, looking at this opportunity, I can look out and basically see it. It's a 5 minute walk to this new job, and that was a huge factor. So I'm cutting out on Uber, which sometimes would even be half my pay. One time it was actually I paid more to get there and get back home than the actual job. I lost money, which that's never really actually happened to me. Um, and with there being a very lack of understanding of that, it's been pretty tough. Um, I do think that Corvallis is awesome. I think that their bus transportation is awesome. The bus drivers are amazing, um, but it gets frustrating for me if there's a bus that is sometimes late and then sometimes on time. And the late versus the on time, I end up missing the bus. It's frustrating for me because A, I might not make it to my job, or B, that can be the difference of 30 minutes to an hour and a half of me making it back home. So I've been focusing on keeping it around here. The other thing was the hours, which would be a different shift, a night shift, which gives me opportunity. I do want to get a second job, preferably full time, if not part time. And there's a lot of job opportunities around here. So I'm very, very excited, um, and really happy with making this decision. I told my management and gave my 2 week notice in my letter. Um, they seemed a little surprised, perplexed at first. Um, I think it kind of just hit them and was like, which I was surprised. I didn't think it was going to actually be go like that, and it was. But everything else about that conversation pretty much went how I expected it to, and it was interesting. Um, and I did think about and look back on how that conversation went, and I feel like I did a very good job. Um, this is actually the second time I've ever put a 2 week notice in, and I'm actually happy I've done it the second time. I feel like I'm learning good ways to get out of whatever situation I just don't feel comfortable in, um, or taking the chance of moving on for something better, or an opportunity. And I definitely feel much more comfortable doing that. And before, and I'm sure this is the case for many, it's hard to leave a job. And a lot of times, workers will basically they will think about leaving a job but won't leave a job, and they'll stay there and they'll be upset and sad and wishing that they were somewhere else. I found myself feeling that way when I worked through my 8 years of working at a grocery store, or even before that. There were a lot of times where I felt now was the time to go, and I didn't. In some of those situations, I eventually did leave. Some of those other ones, I stuck it out and waited till things to get worse. And this has been much of a growing experience, a growing change, and a understanding that it's perfectly fine to put 2 weeks in. It's perfectly fine to be walking away. It doesn't matter what other people may say or think. Um, it really doesn't. It's about you, your job, your finances, and your happiness, and what your goals are. What is your sense of purpose? For me, I had a purpose, wanted to work a job that could be a career. After time went, it was very clear to me this was not going to be a career opportunity for me. There wasn't going to be an opportunity for me career wise at this job. It was very evident, and understanding I didn't do anything wrong. It's just how some things are. So, with that being said, I talked to what will be my store manager, my future store manager, and my future manager. Um, Seems like we are all on the same page. And I've talked to the HR, obviously, and some of the coworkers and front desk. I've actually been talking to them even before this, when they wanted to hire me when I moved in. So I've been very talkative with them all, and I feel like I've gotten at least not just a shot in the dark, but somewhat of a grasp of what I'm getting into and the people that I'll be working with. Um, with that being said, I don't know everything. Like I said, at the current job that I have that I'm leaving, it takes 6 months. We'll see what happens in 6 months. First month and a half was fantastic, and then that's when starting to see, and it might have even been before a month and a half, to be honest. But there were red flags I didn't see. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it's come to this, but I'm happy. I'm excited. I don't regret making the decision. Um, and I don't see me. I didn't. I started to not see me staying there. I was not happy, and it was the right move to get out, kind of a thing. And I'm doing it professionally, respectfully. You know, I told the manager that I talked to when I gave my 2 week notice in. I enjoyed the place. It was fantastic. It's not necessarily anything bad or anything like that. Like it's a bad company. Um, I mean, I have my viewpoints on things and whatnot. I mean, I'm not running the books and everything, but there's some things that do worry me when I'm thinking long term. And, it's not anything that's like a target of, oh, this person or that person did this and that and blah, 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 blah. And it was a huge, big thing. No, it was a accumulation of a couple of different things, and it's really shown me this whole side of the corporation, of the actual company, kind of a thing, which may or may not be just individuals, kind of a thing. It is what it is, and I just disagree with a lot of the things, how things are handled and things are done. It is what it is. Um, and I mean, like, once again, it's kind of like, I do one thing, blah, 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 and there's been even cases where I get blamed for something I may not even, that I didn't do, or even where, not even on the schedule, not working at the time, or even not even scheduled. There's just a lot of disorganization, and with things being the situations I'm seeing, a lot of things align, and it's not in the alignment for a career, long time career, at least for me, from what I've seen in my experiences. So I think that the decision I'm making is great. It gives me the opportunity for a second job. It also gives me the opportunity to apply to a job that I would really like to get, that I think I would be very good at, and also would have a huge sense of purpose. And I mean, that's really the goal right now, career and purpose. What is my purpose? What is my career going to look like? Because I'm not getting any younger. It is what it is, but I need to be able to take charge of my life and make decisions, real decisions, adult decisions on what I want my future to be like. And like I said, I want to be around like-minded people. I want to be, if somebody is sorry, if somebody is gonna when I'm talking about like stocks or something, and somebody's gonna tell me, well, why worry about that? And there's a difference of understanding. I understand though his side. I've heard that a lot, and I believed it, but that's not where my mindset is now, and that's not where I want to be going. I want to look towards investing more. I want to look towards retirement. I want to start building a strong foundation for my future self, um, and find a career that can give me that opportunity. And all I look at is opportunity. Opportunities can be taken or left, and this opportunity, I decided to take it. So hope you're all having a great day. Hope this gives you guys some help if you're going through a tough or similar situation at work, kind of like what I'm going through. I know I haven't explained it. I've said that in other videos, that I have private right now. Maybe at some point I'll open them up, kind of a thing, to the public, but as of right now, I don't feel like that's a great idea. I feel like it was great for me to be able to see and understand and see how things were unraveling. Um, but yeah, I think that this is a fun and exciting part of my life because it's another new chapter, and I just know I'm making another step closer to a good opportunity that'll come by. If not, maybe this is the opportunity. Who knows? But I'm very excited. I know some way or some form. Hopefully, I'm progressing, and I believe I'm progressing. So, um, hope y'all having a great day, and talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.